So the second trade I missed today was the rate of Asia high. So what happened? What happened? Of course, volatility kicked in when New York session opened, and as you can see here, Asia high was not taken both for ES and NQ. So New York opened here, a lot of volatility. This was the high, and then here ES took out Asia high, while NQ was still lagging, and that was really interesting to watch. So I was watching price, and as you can see, we had this whole corrective move, and as I explained in the other video, there was an SMT here at the lows. So there was a lower low for NQ, while there was a higher low for ES. So in the end, price broke structure here and then just started moving to the upside. So let's just put on all my drawings. Boom! And zoom into this bit, because let's see. So US opened here, we tagged the Asia, but we just fell a few ticks short. Same for ES, so the purple one is Asia high. We corrected and then in the end made a move up. So when you leave liquidity like this, the probability is just really high that it's going to take out liquidity afterwards. That it's first going to correct, probably correct to OTE, find support on this hourly level and on the 50-minute level that was here, and then take out liquidity as well. So I think I was actually watching the potential of taking a short. So from here I was just watching price develop, and what I do is I expect price to, at a certain point, tag this high, and I was just playing. I think this one is also going along. Yeah, so what happened here is that at this point in time, ES already took Asia high, and it was stalling a bit here, and that's okay. I mean, for ES it was stalling a bit more, but you could see, I mean, that's just something I tend to see now, that it just coils just to make that last move up to get that liquidity. So from here on it gets really interesting. So what I do now is I start already preparing all my levels. So I have this 1 minute level here. I also mark my magic fibs to see if they more or less align, if price more or less aligns with my level. So I do the same for ES. I mark a change in the state, which was here now. But then of course that one develops all the time, right? So we have a new high, so then the new change in the state would be here. And what I do is I mark out the similar level for ES just to see which one is moving faster than the other. Because what you could see here, and this was for me a bit a sign of warning, is that we have a 1 hour level here. And this 1 hour level, so at this point in time, it is almost 11 o'clock. So it means that the hourly level is going to close above this H1, which going to take, let's say we have to take into account that price is going to hold this level as support and move on upwards. But for NQ we did not have that level. We did not have a gap over there. So price was just doing its thing. What you always see is then it gets a tag under, it tags the M1 level, because it generally never moves really fast if it's just, yeah, well, sometimes it does actually, but therefore the change in the state, having a change in the state and having a gap is so important, and you need to wait for the close. But sometimes it can just move so fast that there's no chance to do it. Okay, so now we get some chop near this level. We get a micro SMT on the 1 minute. It's a higher high, and then we have a slightly lower high for NQ. But then we have this last move, and this is another SMT. So this is for me then, now it gets interesting. Now we get the sweep. Here is the manipulation. Let's just also mark it as a sweep. We did not get it for ES. I think it already took place a few minutes before. And then we get this violent move down. When price was just moving here, I thought, okay, this is going to be a good short setup. And I was just watching price, because still I was thinking I want to see that 1 minute level go. Because this can still happen, right? Even though we have a violent wick up, down, it can still just chop and then move up again, just like this. So we get a candle here and then we move higher. Because take into account, ES is now above this H1 level. It did break now the change in the state relevant or related to this level, and it's already chopping in that 1 minute. But I also know, and this was what was happening here, is the more we chop in an inverse gap, the less relevant the level becomes. So if you have this enormous chop and it just goes up and down, especially when you get like a close below, but not continuation maybe to this level, and then it closes above, then it just loses its probability. So then it's going to lose its level of importance. And what you see is that it actually chops and then it tags the new high. But now it gets interesting, because this is quite a violent move, and this just looks so far as a potential grab for liquidity. We get now another M1 level, and what does price do? Just wait a bit. It tags it once and then it just drops below. So now it's interesting, because we have a I would not call this a change in the state. This is my change in the state. And what does price do? It just closes below. It does not give any form of retest on that gap, and not yet. And now I was thinking, and this is where actually doubt creeped in, which was, yeah, I don't know if it's logical. In the end, it makes no sense. So just to get it clear, right? We tap this important level, Asia, and then there is no SMT. I would not really recognize this H1 as an important level, because now it's acting as support, so it's not favoring a short at this moment. But overall, it looks like a drop to the downside is the highest probability at this moment. So what did I do? I marked out this short, at least targeting this, but preferably targeting this liquidity and this liquidity. So I would partial out for sure already here to make sure that, and here. So, because a 2R trade for me is fine. So I had this position in, I actually had the buy or the sell button ready. And what did price do? Because what you prefer to see is no chop. You want to see a fast move into that gap to retrace, because now we have two gaps, right? We have the inverse gap and we have this bearish fair value gap. You want to see a fast move, and it was just moving, and then we had this fast move up, and then it sold off immediately afterwards. And what did I do? I had my finger on the button, but I did not pull the trigger, because so yeah,
this was a
thinking
good setup.
It took time to set up. I mean, the first
that I
initial
thought, yeah,
potential
we're
entry
chopping
was
still here.
8:05.
So
But
it
in
could
the end,
well
40
be
minutes
that we
later
tag
was
these
the
highs
ideal
again
setup for a quick
and then just start ranging. So I want to see maybe
you could have
something
taken off
happen here.
most at the 1.9
I don't know what I
mark
got into my
but there
mind,
was
but
a
it's just a
2.4
lot of
in there.
BS.
Because everything
I
aligned.
had
We
my
had,
perfect short here,
higher time
and
frame
it just
gaps
played out
on the
nicely,
4
because
hour, 1 hour,
afterwards
15 minutes.
there was no chill.
There was a high time frame
It just
SMT.
went straight
There was
to
a
target.
lower time
Of course,
frame
there was
SMT.
this level
Asia
that
was
offered
already taken out.
little bit
There
of
was a
resistance.
sweep.
But
There was a
afterwards
5-minute
it was just
clear
done.
gap. There was a clear change in the state.
So there was the 2R was
clear targets, generated liquidity.
Was presented.
Didn't take it.
And then
Unfortunately,
I think it went. No, it went up afterwards. But look at this. This is just a perfect trade.
Also respecting the fact that we have a bullish momentum, but within this there was a perfect trade to be taken. So that's unfortunate. I had it all ready, but I got a scaredy cat along the way, and I pulled, or actually I did not execute the order. Plan the trade, trade the plan. And what I actually noticed is that this price action looks very similar to something I saw before already. So we have a move, it creates a 1 minute, but the 1 minute is just chopping away. Bounce, 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 it breaks down, it retests, and then it reclaims again. Then most likely you will get one move taking out these highs, creating a gap, and the retest of that gap is a perfect short. And this short actually presented a wonderful and crazy RR, because you never know what is going to happen. Because this actually was still a perfect 2R, but it could also happen that it just went all the way down. But the drawn liquidity was actually higher because there was this daily open gap that got taken. So very good patience over here. I think not taking a short somewhere earlier. I don't know where. Oh, here I did not take the short. That was good. But I actually, rewarded myself for not doing anything. And I think that was the same mental state or emotional state that caused me to also not do anything over here. Unfortunate, because that would have been a perfect trade, but it is what it is. A lesson